All right, we are going to talk about ways you can celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month in your Spanish classroom. Ideas, activities, lesson plans, and really important things that you should remember when you're making your plans for Hispanic Heritage Month. So let's jump right into it. Hi, my name is Ashley, aka Senorita Spanish, and if you're new here, welcome, and if you're not, welcome back. If you haven't yet, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up, click subscribe, and ring that bell so you get notified of all new content I create for you in the future. Thanks! So let's start with things that you should keep in mind when you're planning Hispanic Heritage Month lessons and activities for your students. So first off, I feel like this is obvious, but I'm going to say it anyways. Hispanic heritage is more than an activity. We need to celebrate it for more than 1 month. And as a Spanish teacher, I'm pretty sure you already do. But I just wanted you to keep that in mind, right? It's more than 1 month. If you teach more than one level, it's really important that you vary what you do from level to introduce your students to a variety of practices and perspectives. Along with that same line, you want to make sure that you coordinate with the other teachers in your district if there are other Spanish teachers in your district. So that way you know, like, okay, hey, Spanish 1 taught about Frida Kahlo in spring semester, so Spanish 2 should not, do a deep dive into Frida's life for Hispanic Heritage Month, right? We want to learn about other people, more people. So make sure you coordinate with the other people in your district to make sure that what's happening in level 1 isn't necessarily the same thing as level 2. Or, hey, if they learned about this in level 1, let's really dig into it in level 4 now because they're a little bit more prepared to go more in depth and maybe some more mature topics and themes. Basically, the main goal is that you're coordinating, you're talking with other teachers, and your students are getting exposed to a variety of practices, perspectives, culture, history, everything that we want to be celebrating during Hispanic Heritage Month and beyond. Another thing that's really important is that you want to bring in the experts and their voices. Guests from your community are a great option, but you can also just turn to the internet, right? YouTube is full of options. You could also bring somebody in via Zoom or via Google Meets, so that way they could be a guest expert. Maybe they can't come to all 5 of your Spanish 1 classes, but maybe they could come to 1 and then the other 4 class periods could watch the recording. Or you could set up, different guests for different class periods, all sorts of different things like that. But the important part is that you are making sure you look to the experts and highlight their voices. So now let's talk about other ideas for lesson plans and activities you can include throughout the month. So first off, one of my favorite options is to include a research project of some sort because it always helps my students kind of open their eyes to exactly what famous Hispanics have accomplished. They maybe don't even realize that some of the most well-known people in history are Hispanic, and so being able to highlight those accomplishments I think is something that's really powerful for them. Another great option that provides a lot of input are gallery walks, and I love gallery walks. I'll link my playlist on them here for you, but I have a gallery walk that's a bunch of different readings about famous Hispanics and what they have done. This gallery walk is especially great at the beginning of the year because it's kind of a basic introduction and description of each person, which are great novice skills, but it also gives them more information about what each person has accomplished. Another option is a QR code matching puzzle. So on one half, they have the person, and the other half, they have descriptions of what that person has done. They pair the pieces of the puzzle, and then they scan the QR code, and the QR code says great, you got it, or or it doesn't work because they were wrong. It's really great for independent station work if you wanted to do several stations during Hispanic Heritage Month. Another great option that I love are virtual field trips. So virtual field trips, first of all, if you're not familiar with them, I'll link my playlist on them for you here. But basically what I do with this virtual field trip is students tie in the where of each person that we're studying. So sometimes you say yeah, this person's from Guatemala, and my students are like, where is that? And you're like, how do you not know? This is very basic geography. And so kind of tying in these basic geography skills with who you're studying and what you're studying all through a virtual field trip. So students explore this digital map, they click on the markers, it pulls up pictures, short readings, a few videos to be able to see what the person has done, and it's a really good way to introduce them to a whole bunch of different people and celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with your students. All right, there you have it. That's a whole bunch of different activities, lesson plans, and ideas for things you can include in your Spanish classroom during Hispanic Heritage Month. If you would like to see a whole bundle of activities that you could just download and use across all of your different levels, I will link to that in the description for you of this video. Comment below and let me know how you like to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month in your Spanish classroom. My next video I have coming up for you is taking Hispanic Heritage Month out of your Spanish classroom and sharing it with the student body as a whole. So if you haven't yet, make sure you click subscribe and you ring that bell so you get notified when that gets shared with you next week. All right.